We're super delighted to have you join us here on Skyline News tonight. I'm Muyag Mofwegbe. We are in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. This is the very maiden edition of the program Beyond Politics, where we take 1 hour to look at issues around polity and going into 2027 round of general elections. However, tonight is special because we're cutting down to 25 minutes. However, we'll spend that whole time looking at some of the big events in our country today, especially given that politicians and their various political parties are putting their best foot forward. What has changed the last 4 years between 2023 and today? What exactly will politicians be telling Nigerians differently beyond the regular narratives? Well, we'll find out in the course of this program. We're joined exclusively tonight by no less a person than the presidential candidate of the NDC in the 2027 general election, His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi. We're so delighted to have you join us on the program.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for having me.
Yes, the pleasure is all ours. So we're going to start out basically from 2023. You were on a different platform. I'm not going to drag you into the rigor of the past, but I'm saying, what has changed in between? I mean, you are now the flag bearer of the NDC.
Well, you know, the political instability in Nigeria, I would say, is actually caused by the government in office today. They made sure there's no stability within the polity. You could see, even in the NDC, we have problems. So all the parties, opposition parties, are having problems because the party in power does not want opposition to exist.
It sounds interesting. I mean, when I talk to people about these issues from the opposition standpoint, they say people like you and other leaders from that front are not taking responsibility, so they push the blame to the government of the day.
Well, that's where I've ended. They know they are not doing the right thing, because we have been in operation before, so we know what is happening. When Yar'Adua came to office, he said the process through which he came to office is not good, and I'll fix it. And I'll make sure there's stability in the polity, and that includes that other parties should be stable by encouraging what is good in them. But this present government, even the president said, is happy when the oppositions are in this area, when they're having problems. If somebody says he's happy, or even that everything is good in politics, what else do you want to know? So don't say they've asked them and they're trying to tell you these oppositions are not together. It is not true.
I want us to talk about opposition politics for a little longer. As it stands today, apparently you know about the G100. Some people say, well, it's an effort for the most part aimed at ensuring that all of the parties in the opposition come together to present, well, sort of a unified candidates against the incumbent president. What are your thoughts in that regard?
Well, every effort any group is making for the interest of Nigeria is good and worthwhile. But it has to be strictly for the interest of the country, strictly to be able to move the country from where we are today to another place, because the road we are traveling today, where we are today, is very bad. So, and that's for me my own position.
There was an off-cycle governorship election less than a fortnight ago in Osun State. I spoke with people over that, the days following the election, and they say that election turned out to be a litmus test, more like, if you like, a preview of what 2027 will be like. Would you like to share your sentiments if you were to use that as a basis?
Well, for me, whether elections, whichever direction the election is going to go, depends on the people. The election in 2027 will be the people versus government. It is the people. At the end of the day, democracy depends on the people. When the people rise and determine that things will be done, it will be done. Period.
I asked you about Osun because, from the stories out there, there was so much of vote buying, and what have you. And our democracy has become monetized a lot. Does that not give you some real concern going into next year's poll?
Well, it will give everybody a concern. The question to ask is, those monies people are sharing today, those monies those who are buying vote, are they buying vote to go and serve you? Are they buying vote to go and serve themselves? That's the first question you ask. If I come in here and I start paying all of you money to make me the MD of this place, am I doing so to come and work here, or am I doing so to take over this place for my own benefit? So we are begging Nigerians to know that they are the ones who will stop this transnational politics. The money that you're seeing people share today are your money. That's why nothing is working. That is the money that is helping to increase poverty, because it's not being invested in the right direction.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about INEC, because every time an election cycles out, everybody blames INEC for it. People say, if you look at Osun, I mean, in the final analysis, all elements and factors considered, it was a significant improvement from where we had been. Do you share that thought?
Everything about Osun happened because the people decided it will be. And that's
so you believe the election was free and fair?
Well, the people. Remember what I said?
The people.
The people.
So we're going into 2027, and we have an array of opposition parties. What exactly is the competitive edge that your party, the NDC, is taking into that contest?
Well, you need to look at my own background and experience. Where I started as a small businessman who built a successful business, went into the corporate world, had a successful outing, became a governor of a state, and then you look at His Excellency Rabiu Kwankwaso, his background. Both of us, when he was governor in Kano, you could see focused on critical area of development, education, vocational studies, pulling people out of poverty. You can go and look at my record in Anambra State. Though we pursued it differently, but have similar results. A combination of these two and checking our background, which were put forward for scrutiny, from our certificates to where we have achieved as governors, are open in the public for scrutiny. Both of us offers the best the country can think about today. And we believe that we can turn around the country. At least put it on path of resetting it for growth.
I mean, it's apt that you have mentioned in passing, Dr. Kwankwaso, your running mate, right? There are people who say that things are not the same anymore, that he's based in Kano, the Kwankwasia movement as we know it, is now depleted. What would be your response to people with that kind of thought?
Well, it's not a question of, is it being depleted for what? Because he has changed or is no longer going to do well? No. If anything, it's getting stronger among the voters. Those who are making the noise about it being depleted are people who are still in transactional politics. 2027 will not be transactional because it is about the future of this country. We have a government that within the past 3 years have moved Nigeria from about 80-something million living under poverty to almost above 140, almost double. We have a government where we've deteriorated, where we're now number 4 in the list of most terrorized countries where we're coming from. We are now in list of the hungriest country of the world. It's just in the recent report where it's been shown that Nigeria will have about 35 million people facing hunger this year due to the lean harvest. Our farmers can no longer go to farm. I'm sure you can easily buy food today. So is that what you see and you're still talking about supporters of Kwankwaso going down? It's gone up. I assure you.
Well, I mean, we test that at the polls, all else equal. But I want us to look at, as it stands right now, the issue of insecurity. You already made an allusion to that during your commentary. The president has given quite a number of directives to say, look, do this, get these people arrested, bring them to book, get those who have been abducted, released, and so on and so forth. Many people look at opposition figures, prominent like yourself today, and they say what you're doing is you're leveraging populism. You're playing into people's emotions to win election. But what is the substance of what you're selling to Nigerians? In other words, what would your party, what would you do differently in terms of tackling insecurity?
Well, I don't think there's enough political will.
As of today?
I don't think they're decisive enough. We will be decisive. We will declare war. We will deal with it. Where and where have they been where even people are killed as an opposition? I've been traveling all over Nigeria, visiting the various places where people are killed and kidnapped. So imagine what will be when we're in office. You can't allow non-state actors take over the state and you're giving. No! We'll do things differently and people will see it. This is not something, I won't tell you details of what will happen here, but definitely we'll be very decisive.
I think this conversation will not have gone a full cycle if we don't talk about the economy. So there was seen the back and forth between former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and President Tinubu arguing about whether or not the refineries can work again. The president says on the one hand, yes, they cannot. Not only will they work again, they will be profitable. The former president says no. I mean, it's a closed case. Those refineries cannot work again. Today, fuel sells for far upwards of 1,300 in this country. What would you do to drive down the numbers in terms of cost of living? I mean, look at the purchasing power parity. Quite a number of things wrong with the economy as it stands today. Do you have a fix for that ultimately?
Well, I believe you're trying to ask about issue of subsidy indirectly.
Right.
Let me tell you, we will deal with corruption.
Is that at the root of it?
The huge thing that affected subsidy in Nigeria was corruption. And there's still a bit of corruption in it today. You need to decisively deal with that. You need to look, like I said in my 2023, which is what I'm saying today. First, remove the corruption. And you determine actually what is the true subsidy that we're paying, and then do gradual removal of that by putting in so many other attendant issues. For example, if we have refineries working, which is started down, Dangote is there will be so many other modular refineries that are coming up. There's a way you can, remember, we're producing crude. If we ensure them regular crude competitively with other supports, we'll be able to start reversing the price from what it is today. And one thing that is all that, the other thing that affected the pricing is exchange rate. Which by the time you become a productive country or you have become more productive, your exchange rate will start reversing downwards. As this improves, the prices will be coming down. Most importantly, whatever savings you're able to get from this exercise now must be transferred to where it is visible, measurable benefit to the people. A, secure the country, ensure that farmers go back, support our farmers by any means necessary to be more productive, give them access to funding, access to the market, so they can bring their products and everything, and ensure that the price of food is driven down. Industry have raw materials, those who are doing export, those who are doing this. There's a combination of things you will do that will ameliorate the situation we find ourselves today. But most importantly, transparent management of our resources is critical. The greatest problem Nigeria is facing over the years is mismanagement of their resources. Corruption, all this, that it must reverse. It's the only missing link. There's nothing missing. The only thing that's missing here is that people are stealing public money.
I want us to begin to wind down this conversation, but then I'd like to ask you, is it your position that there's this theory that there is some indestructible cabal in the oil industry?
And everything in Nigeria, not just in the oil industry, but everywhere.
So how do you intend to surmount that? Should you come into office?
If the leader is serious, you can start reversing that. I can tell you, people are asking me about corruption, about this. I said, if you, the leader, is not stealing, your family is not, those around you are not, you start reversing it. You're not going to shut them down overnight, but it can be reversed. I've been a governor of a state, and I know it can be reversed. And the examples are there. Today, as governor, it's on record that when Peter Obi left office, I left 30-something billion naira and $150 million. And the day I left office, I was not owing salary that government is due to pay. I was not owing gratuity or pension. I was not owing any contractor or supplier that have executed this job. If you find one, I stop campaign.
But I still...
And having cleared all that, I still left money, which I was under no instruction or directives to do. I could have done otherwise with the money, but I left it. So we want people who will presently manage our money. I can show you examples of what you can do with various monies that are saved. We've been told they saved about 16 trillion in subsidy. We need to see our road infrastructures are worse today. People are sleeping on the roads all over the country. Our health facilities have worsened. We now have over 25 million Nigerians having kidney issue without anything to do it. We have over 20 million Nigerian people with mental issues. You can go on. We've overtaken India in infant and maternal mortality, a country 7 times our population. You can go on and on. So there's something wrong somewhere. These are things you must fix. We are among the hungriest country of the world, where we have all the farmlands, all cultivated lands in the north. Imagine taking 20% of that amount you said you made and trade it to agriculture, poverty issues in the north. The difference will be clear.
I want us to wrap up this conversation at this point, but let's talk about incentivizing the voters. I mean, you made reference time and again to Osho. There is also the belief in some quarters that it is not, there's no guarantee we can replicate the Oshun situation across the country next year. How do we incentivize the voting public to not just only have their PVCs, but come out in their numbers to vote, protect their vote like we saw in Oshun State in 2027?
It's for them to know that it's about them. You're voting in for a competent leadership that have the capacity, the character, the compassion and commitment to lead. It's about your own benefit because you're participating in building public wealth. The reason why you have a problem today is that the government is incompetent. Is that they have capacity to govern. So you are helping yourself. You're not doing anybody a favor. You're just saying, this is what is good. Let's do what is good.
I think, I don't know, my conscience is being told to ask you this final question about the peace accord that was signed the other day. It has become more of a ceremony. Some people say it's now a ritual every 4 years to do that, especially at the level of the general election. How is it that, ironically, we sign all of this, all the candidates come to sign, and then we still see electoral process marred with violence?
You can see those who did not attend. And those
so do we blame them for the violence we see during the election?
Well, if you say everybody should come here for peace, and somebody did not attend, what does it tell you?
Even if they send a representative?
No, it's not from sending a representative. This country has to stop that. We want to see, we want to hear those who are contesting the election. You don't contest the election anywhere by proxy. If somebody cannot, at the time he's asking for vote, be able to attend such crucial meeting, is it when he's inside that he will come? No. If he's not talking to you the way I'm talking to you when he's looking for vote, if I don't come here now and talk to you, is it when I'm inside there that I'll come? No. This election, we want to hear from all the candidates. No candidate should hide behind office or stay in his bunker and refuse to come out. We want to hear from them. The person in government should come and defend what he used the trillions of Nigerian money, including all the money he borrowed, to do. And those of us who are seeking office must come out and talk personally. Move around the country so people can take note. Not just coming to TV studio or anywhere. We want to see people move from one place to the other because they want to serve the country.
And that's what we are doing right now.
You have to see it physically to understand what the problem is. How can I tell you the roads that are bad or good in Nigeria? Because you have to see it. How can you change something you have not felt? If I put you outside, how can you know this studio needs upgrading, needs painting, needs this? Because you have not seen it. So we want people to do campaign the way they do. You watch campaign all over the world. Even Americans, don't you see those campaigning driving all over the country? See it physically. That's how it's done. And that's what we want to do.
All right, we'll keep an eye out on your campaign train, see how it's going in the weeks and a few months ahead. We'd like to say a big thank you to you, Your Excellency, for taking out time of your busy schedule to be with us here tonight on the program. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
That's what we're living it here on Beyond Politics on Skyline News in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I'd like to say a big thank you to my entire team here for making this broadcast possible. Our broadcast here continues. I am Uyi Agmofegbe.